Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sredna, an artist who paints lots of nature and fantasy scenes. I also upload art tutorials showing you all time lapses of paintings I'm working on as well as the full process. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to fill a watercolor palette and also my favorite way to organize them on a spreadsheet. So right away we're jumping in with these half pans. So I buy these like just plastic half pans and then I get magnets and I glue them to the back. And the reason I do this is because I use this metal tin to store all of my watercolors, and I love that this will help it to stay in the tin and not move around. And to show you how serious I am about this, I will place this tin upside down and show you that they are not going to move, they're not going to fall upside down. Now I do have a set of 50 half pans and this tin along with a swatch card available in my Etsy shop, so definitely check that out if you'd also like to organize your colors. Here's another way I organize them. I bought this storage from Michaels and I use this to hold my larger tubes of watercolor paints, and I like to sort them by color so that they're easy to find later. And going into the spreadsheet, I have this on my Google Drive, and I have a section to tell me what number they are, what's the brand, what their name is, and then if they have a special like company branded number to go along with it, just to make sure I'm keeping track of that exact type of paint. This is really helpful when I'm at the store and I'm like, okay, do I already own this color or not? And I can just quickly look on my phone and find it. And if I don't, then I can get that color, or maybe I could write a note to myself like, oh, I'm out of this thing, and then know, exactly which one to get. So here I'm filling it in with a couple of new colors I got. So the Daniel Smith line has these like iridescent, pearlescent, interference, like all these like luminescent colors, and I really wanted to try them out and play around with them, and I will do a painting with them later on, but for now I'm gonna add them to my collection and organize them. So it's just, I think it was like 6 new colors that I got, and they're really pretty and I cannot wait to paint with them. So after you have them organized in the spreadsheet, I also like to go in and label those onto the actual half pans themselves. So I have this one so that I can reference this when I'm at the store or online and trying to keep track of everything. And then I have the ones labeled on the actual pan so that as I'm working, I can see quickly like which one I'm looking at. So here I am just writing a little note to myself of the information that will be labeled on these pans, and I am using a waterproof marker to do this, and it's just the same ones I use in my regular drawings and stuff too. I like to get them from Winsor & Newton, and I also like to use this like Uniliner one. So on one side I'm writing the number, on the other side I'm writing the brand that it is, and on another side I am writing out as much of the name of the color as I can. Sometimes I can't fit the whole thing on there, like for example the like pearlescent, that whole word wouldn't really fit on there, so I'll just do like pearl and then maybe do like a dot to let myself know that there was more of a word coming up and I just didn't fit it on there. And then I'll put white. And for the iridescent one, I think I did like IRID and then like a dot and then gold. And I can do the same thing for the other ones. So I will just keep labeling these. And I'm being very careful not to touch the marker because when I was first writing them, I did, and I was like, oh, dang it, like I smudged it. So I am leaving like that like longer side as one of the sides is empty so that I can sort of grip that and continue writing. If I didn't do that this way, I'd have to wait like, I don't know, an hour or something just to be able to start filling up these pans. and I just do not have the patience for that. So I'm like, okay, I'll just handle them very carefully, write the things on, and then I will move on to the next step. Okay, so now that I have got all the labels on these half pans, I'm gonna put them in my tin and start the process of filling in the colors. This part is so enjoyable to see this new paint, so soft and silky, and just pouring into the pan. Okay, now we are going to swatch out these colors. Now this one is going to be a little bit harder to see because that one is pretty close to like a white silver kind of thing, and it's meant to be very shimmery. So that one, and then I think the green one is going to be pretty light, but the other colors should show up pretty well. I think that shows me that they would need a bit of a darker background to really come to life. And these are the luminescent lines, so they are supposed to sort of make whatever colors are already there, have them shine a bit more and go over top of them. And because these swatches are a bit narrow, I did decide to do from the top to bottom direction so I could get a bit of that darker color and then go into that lighter shade. So I am pressing down a bit harder in the beginning when I start the brush stroke, and then I'm lifting my brush a little bit more and applying like a lighter touch as I go downward so that I can see different gradations in the paint. And now that I have swatched my colors, I am going to wait for them to dry, and then I will label over top of them exactly what colors they are. And for this one, I'm using a very fine liner. So this is like a 0.1. It's that Winsor & Newton waterproof ink. And that way I have enough room to write the label. I don't want to take up like too much of the space so I can still see the color. So I find like this size is really good for doing the swatches with. And it looks like we are all done. So this swatch card is made to fit just inside the lid of the tin, and this is available in my Etsy shop. You get the tin, you get the swatch card with the lines on it that will be blank, and then you get the 50 half pans that have magnets on the bottom. So thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.